Okay, thank you everyone. I'm Cedric. I am a second year PhD student at UW. Today I'm glad to present our recent paper about generative AI's effect on the labor market. So before I get started into the details, I want to show a little hypothetical history about our author team. So let's imagine that we all are faced with the same technical issue, and maybe 20 years ago when Professor Tan was doing his dissertation, he might go to his friend to ask for help. But later, maybe 10 years later, when Professor Yongjun Lee was doing his PhD, when he was a PhD student, he might want to go to Taobao to ask for help and pay them like $50 standing down. But nowadays, since we PhD students, we don't have money, but we can use ChatGPT to help with this process. So as you can see, we all do the same work. We all face with the same issue, but as technology advances, we can use different methods to handle them. Today, we are gonna focus on two of them, these technical aspects. The first one is online labor markets, and the second one is generative AI. So for the first one, actually we use online labor markets every day. So for example, several months ago, when I moved to a new home, I used TaskRabbit to help me with this moving process. And yesterday I used Uber to drive from my home to the airport. And then I also recently used Preply to try to practice different kinds of languages. So gig economy is also shaping how the way people work. According to McKinsey, it's like $1 trillion monster market. So, but things might have changed recently, especially after ChatGPT is launched last November. So as you know, ChatGPT can do multiple tasks. For example, the proofreading, the coding, and we can search things from there. So it's fast, cheap, and easily accessible to everyone. It might help out us better. But on the other hand, it might also have some negative effect on the existing labors. For example, this is the stock price graph for the check. It's a platform that provides assistance to students. So nowadays, students don't have to go to their website for help. They can use ChatGPT to answer their questions directly. So their stock price went all the way down after ChatGPT is launched. So here comes our first research question. What is the overall impact of ChatGPT on the entire online labor market? This is not a straightforward question since, as I said before, we can use ChatGPT to do many tasks. We can accelerate our process. So in the past, maybe we are faced with a capacity constraint. For example, I only have 24 hours a day. I cannot do job all the day. So maybe our productivity is constrained. But with ChatGPT, we can do the coding work quite fast. So we can do more jobs every day. So that's why it might enhance our productivity and help with the online labor markets. But on the other hand, it might also replace them. For example, in the checks example, if the task is too simple, and now people can use GPT to address them directly, they don't have to go to online labor markets. So it might also have the negative effect. So the overall effect of ChatGPT on the online labor market is still unclear. Furthermore, we are also curious about if there is an effect, who will benefit more or who will lose more from this adoption. For example, prior literature highlights several aspects. So maybe in the online labor market there is a information asymmetry issue. We don't know each other, we are all strangers, so maybe the ratings in the past or the number of transactions in the past would be a good indicator for who would help me a lot. So that's why these people might incur a higher positive effect or a lower negative effect overall. But on the other hand, if I can do a job quite fast, a higher volume of transactions might also indicate that the job is too easy. It might be done by ChatGPT directly. So these people could be the most vulnerable people in the group. So that's why we're curious about the second risk question. How do prior transaction volume and service quality for these geeks or the freelancers moderate ChatGPT's impact? Furthermore, past literature also highlight that AI might open new avenues Like for example, in the case of ChatGPT, we need to do prompt engineering because it doesn't always follow our instructions. Furthermore, and we can also build some AI applications on top of ChatGPT because it's so powerful. So we're curious about whether freelancers in the online labor markets actually embrace ChatGPT and build some related gigs on top of that and gain profits. Keep all of these three questions in mind. Now we go to our empirical settings. So we use a prominent online labor market. So it's like 15 million transactions already happen on that market, and there are over 3 million buyers. So from all of these gigs online, we highlighted 3 of them might be most exposed to ChatGPT because they are text-based. For example, the writing, the programming, and doing data analysis. And for the other gigs, they might be less vulnerable or less exposed to ChatGPT because they are not text-based. So we use the first 3 categories as the treatment group and the other 6 categories as the control group. So it's at the gigs level. But as you know, like one freelancer can do multiple jobs. So we also, if we want to do a freelancer level analysis, we attribute the users who have at least 1 gig in the treatment group as the treated freelancer. And for the others, we use them as the controlled freelancer. So we can do both gig level analysis and the freelancer level analysis. So in this platform, people can, usually the process is like this. Freelancer will post their jobs online, and then if we have some demand, we can go to them and then contact them, and in response, they accept our jobs and finish the work for us. Then we will rate them online. So we use the launch of ChatGPT as the separation for before and after. So before November the 13th, the week will be regarded as the before week, and for the others, it will be the after. So there would be it's like a traditional DID specification. So for the treatment, we have the treatment group, control group, and we have the post-arrival. And we want to highlight one thing. So we use the number of reviews as a proxy for the transactions because we can observe them publicly online. And then we also control for the time treatment fixed effect and at the unit level fixed effect. For our first research question, we can observe that the generative AI overall has a negative effect on the gig economy demand, both at the gig level and the freelancer level. So for freelancer level, we have 2 types. Because some of the freelancer might only dedicated to the ChatGPT exposed gigs, but for the others, they might have across types. So we can see that those who only provide gigs that are related to AI might have a larger negative effect here. So this shows a substitution effect because people if they can get the service from ChatGPT directly, they might not go to the online labor markets afterward. Surprisingly, we find that high demand users actually have a lower negative effect because, as we predicted before, they provide higher negative effect because their jobs are too easy, and then we can use AI to replace them directly. But for the others, they are a little bit complicated and they are not easily to be replaced. So the high demand users are actually more effective. This also indicates a theory of evolution. Like in the past, those who are most stronger might not be the strongest, might not be the one who will survive in the end because they might not be able to adapt to the trend. And on the other hand, the high-rating users are actually affected less because they provide high-quality services and they can survive from this external shock. Furthermore, we go to the analysis of how adopting AI can affect the freelancers' profits. So we do the categorization here. So for the users who offer AI-related gigs after the launch of ChatGPT, we regard them as the embracing AI freelancers. And for the others, we notice them as the not embracing AI freelancers because they are we can only observe the transaction of these kind of jobs after the launch of AI. So we do subgroup analysis here. As you can see, compared with the control group, embracing AI freelancers actually benefit from the launch of ChatGPT. So they can create some related jobs and they can benefit from it. So if we take into look at the data in detail, we can find that some of them actually provide prompt engineering stuff. And for the others, they will be negatively affected by ChatGPT. We also do a series of robustness checks, for example, the parallel chain and at the gig level, freelancer level, and also we do the counterfactual estimators using synthetic control. All of these results are quite consistent with our main results. So let's highlight our key takeaway here. So for the platform, there might be an issue. So for the platform, overall, their demand will shrink over time after the introduction of ChatGPT because they can partially replace our certain tasks. But some of them might have a larger negative effect, for example, those with lower rating in the past or those with higher demand in the past. And the third, certainly we can notice that some of them have already begun to use ChatGPT as a way to create new gigs, and they can benefit from it. So these are our key takeaways from this research, and thank you for listening to my presentation, and we are willing to take any questions.